Using PayPal for your vacation rental business, Part 1. Create your invoice template. Brought to you by Alabama Vacation Home Rentals, the site by owners for owners. Hi, this is Susan with Alabama Vacation Home Rentals, and I'm going to show you how to use PayPal to do invoicing for your vacation rental. First, you must have a PayPal for Business account. This means that you will be charged about 3% for every transaction that they process for you as a credit card. This is safer for you and for the customer. You have the option to add a 3% charge at the end of the transaction to recover this cost, or you may include it in your pricing. Let's get started. Go to the Tools section, Invoicing. Let's go to Items, and here we're going to create a set of items that you will most typically use on your invoices. Add New Item. My first item will be condo reservation, and I'd like to describe which unit they are getting. This helps avoid confusion, especially if you have more than one rental. I add a placeholder here just to add the dates of their reservation, so this invoice will be very clear when we give it to them exactly what they're getting. Price, I'm just putting in a placeholder of $99, and we do collect tax on that, so here, add tax. And if you don't have any taxes saved, you need to add a new one. So we're going to call this lodging tax. And 13%. Save. If you wanted to make modifications to that, just click Edit and make any necessary changes. And you can also delete an item if you no longer need it. Let's add a couple of more items. Most owners charge a cleaning fee. In our area, the cleaning fee, you are supposed to collect tax, so I'm going to add my lodging tax. Now I can just pick it from the list. If there were a different tax rate, I could add another tax rate, but we'll just pick this one. Save. I'm going to add another item. Parking. And ours are per vehicle, so we may have to change the quantity when we issue them. And in my area, we are supposed to collect tax on the parking passes. Save. Add new item. If you collect damage insurance, that is typically not taxed as a service. Or if you collect a refundable deposit. Even if this might vary, you can put a placeholder of your most common amount, and that would not be taxed because you do return that. So these are the fees that typically would go into your invoice. So we have all of those ready to go. So next we can create a template. Go to Settings, Templates, Create New Template. Verify your owner information. If you wish to add a company logo. In this case, our frequency will be once only. This is not a recurring payment. And the due date will be on a specific date, due on date specified. And you will fill this in when you create the actual invoice. Scroll down. In this instance, the type of good is service. And we'll fill in who's going to receive our goods later. And this is a quantity type invoice. So we're going to add an item. Notice the ones we just created pop up here for our use. We'll start with the reservation, and you can see here it's going to add our lodging tax. If we had forgotten that, we could add it here. And we're going to collect a cleaning fee and add another item. Parking fee, add another item. If you want to have a pet fee added here, you could, or just wait and add that individually as needed. I would hold off on that one. And we're going to do the refundable deposit. And that one does not have tax. So those are the base items I would want in a standard quote. Here, this is key. Go to the bottom, choose Allow Partial Payment. Enter the minimum amount due. This is the minimum amount that your guest must give you today to make the reservation. The balance that is due will be due on the due date. So here we can put our terms and conditions. Here you can attach files if you had a standard rental agreement, or if you had one filled out that you wanted to upload for that particular stay, you would attach it at the time that you send it. And we can preview this. If that looks good, we can save it. If we want to make any changes, go back to Edit. Now we're going to save the template and give it a name. And if you want to make that your default, which I do, make sure that's checked and hit Save. So now we have our template here under Settings, Templates. That's the one we just created, and we can edit that at any time. In our next video, we will show you how to create an invoice.